Hi everyone, I'm Jeshlyn C from 11 IPA-B. Today I'll be conducting an experiment to find out how concentration affects the rate of reaction. In this experiment, I'll be using eggs because eggshells contain calcium carbonate and vinegar because vinegar contains acetic acid. Here I have 2 raw eggs, 300 milliliters of vinegar, 200 milliliters of water, 2 containers, measuring cup, and spoon. I labeled the containers. The first container is labeled as 250 milliliters of vinegar, and the second container is labeled as 50 milliliters of vinegar and 200 milliliters of water. This means that the solution in the first container has a higher concentration than the solution in the second container. Before I start the experiment, I will be wearing protective equipment such as clear glasses, mask, long sleeves, and gloves. So the first step is to pour 250 milliliters of vinegar into the first container. Then pour 50 milliliters of vinegar and 200 milliliters of water into the second container. Mix the solution thoroughly. Make sure the solutions are enough to soak the eggs completely. Put 1 egg to each container at the same time. Observe and compare what happened to the eggs. When I put the eggs into the solutions, there are bubbles forming around the eggs. The bubbles forming around the eggs are carbon dioxide gases that are formed from the reaction of calcium carbonate and acetic acid. But when you observe the 2 eggs, the bubbles in the first container formed faster than the bubbles in the second container. After 10 hours, the skin of the eggshell slowly peels off. After I washed the eggs, you can see that the skin of the egg in the first container is peeled off more than the skin of the egg in the second container. Aside from that, the egg in the first container is bouncier than the egg in the second container. This is because the solution in the first container has a higher concentration than the solution in the second container. Therefore, I can conclude that concentration affects the rate of reaction. The higher the concentration, the faster the rate of reaction.